Circled, shot blocked in front. It caroms to Koivunen. Koivunen back to the near side. Tuomala takes the shot. Blocker save. That one got through. Ivanov makes the save there. Big hit along the wall. And we're going to get a whistle, and we have an injured Finnish player in the corner.
He went head first in the boards, Jim. That looked pretty bad. I don't think there was a penalty.
No.
I don't think so, and I think he lost his footing and went head first, and they're immediately calling for the doctors here. The player is moving, I should say. He did go head first in the boards, but the player is moving. I'm not sure if we have anything on that, but that was a really difficult hit there. Or not hit, but just an unfortunate accident. I cannot see who is down presently, but the training staff and doctors for Finland are out there at the moment, and they need a stretcher. They're calling for a stretcher right now. So the paramedics are getting activated, and here's another look at it. And we'll see if we get a look at who went into the boards here head first. And going with speed there, is that Koivunen? Oh, boy.
Yeah,
not good.
He just lost his edge and went in.
Yeah,
he was on his own, but this is going to be a delay here where they want to make sure that everybody's protected.
And the Frisco Fire Department now getting the stretcher out here, and the training staff is keeping the head immobilized as well, and I think that they would do that in any situation where there's a head first fall into the boards. The player had been moving his legs. They were bent up, and so he was moving. But obviously a very scary situation, and Jim, we see this all the time, and you have to remember these guys are young. Yep. They don't have those muscles as developed as some of the professionals. We see this happen plenty in the NHL, and the guys are able to get up and can get back into the play. This is one of those situations where they're not going to mess around with it. And, boy, obviously a real sour note there, and it was just a hard luck play where he lost his edge about 3 feet from the boards there, or maybe not even that much, and goes in head first. So we are hopeful
to delayed here for a little bit, but let's hope this is all just precautionary.
Yeah.
And anytime you have an injury to the neck or the head, you want to err on the side of caution. This is what they're doing. This is why the medical team has been brought out onto the ice to kind of stabilize the player, make sure there isn't any issues.
Yeah.
And this is just part of the protocol here. So hopefully the young man is going to be all right, but doctors want to make sure that everything is taken care of. And you do not hear a sound in this arena right now. The matter of fact, the only noise is you and I talking.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a lot of concern right now for the player on the ice as they get him to the backboard. And they did get the neck brace on as well. So we are going to have to wait and see what will happen here.
They were thinking that it's Oliver Kapanen.
Okay.
That's the one number that I don't see on the bench right now. And I'm looking at numbers to see, but I think, and he was out there on the power play.
It
wouldn't make sense that he would be the guy that ended up racing into that corner. But we can't see because he's on his back, and it looks like we think it is Oliver Kapanen down. And he's one of the key players. He centers that top line and has had a good game today. He's been effective and has helped his team with some scoring opportunities. But right now he's got other concerns as the doctors continue to try to, as you said, stabilize him, immobilize him, and so then they can get him off to the ice and get further medical attention for him.
Yep, and also this is not the most important thing, but I do think once they get him onto the backboard and get him removed from the stadium, they will not be able to resume play until there is another ambulance on site. So we could have a substantial delay here, which will be something that they're going to have to keep an eye on with 4:51 to play. But we'll have to see if anybody's on standby. But this is obviously a very scary situation for everyone involved here, and certainly, this is why you have the paramedics on staff. This is why you have the ambulance on standby. This was also earlier in the pre-tournament. There was an issue where they didn't have the ambulance ready to go, so they had to delay that as well. So But yeah, are certainly are thinking of Oliver Kapanen at this moment, as that's who we believe is on the ice, and certainly hope that that he will be all right. And as you mentioned, Jim, this is something that we'll see anytime a player goes in head first like that. Do want to reiterate that he was moving his extremities at the time on the ice there, but the training staff quickly, as they do, they get them on their back, they hold their heads steady, they make sure that they're not moving, and then now it appears that they're getting ready to put him onto the stretcher here from the backboard as they continue to work quickly. And as you mentioned, very quiet in the arena, and a lot of people certainly thinking of the player here. So,
and
wow.
This is why you talk about the IIHF and the things that they do, and some people say it's kind of too much and too much of this and that. But the precautions that they take, all the players that had to be tested here, all the things that have to go into a normal tournament when there is not a pandemic. And this is one of the things that they insist on, that there's this kind of medical attention that's available here for these teams. Each team has doctors. Each teams have, all these physical specialists here to attend to these players, whether it's something minor or something very serious like this situation appears to be. And so you have to applaud how this has been set up. USA Hockey is the host committee, and I'm sure they worked with the people here at this arena and with the Fresno community to make sure that, they had the proper people here at the building for just an opportunity. Unfortunately, that it occurs sometimes, but when an opportunity like this arises, and now they're lifted him up and he is being placed on the stretcher. So hopefully he'll be all right as he heads off the ice here, and we'll see where this goes.
Yeah, but now, can confirm 22 on the jersey there of Oliver Kapanen, and he is currently moving his arms, which is a good sign.
Right, and a lot of times, like you said, this is a lot of times it's precautionary because they don't want to risk anything. And the player's like, I'm fine. They try to get up and they just say no. And now everybody applauding right now here in the arena. Both teams tapping their sticks as he is being wheeled off the ice. Oliver Kapanen of Team Finland.
Now passing by his bench, and his arms are not strapped down. I'm sure just a terrible situation for him to be in, and obviously these guys they put so much into this, and to have potentially have his tournament end in that way, truly unfortunate. And